If you can focus all this time on trying to be somebody that everybody else wants you to be, just do it in developing who you want to be.
Yeah.
And then see how far you'll get. Because I didn't start doing that until like my senior year of high school. And so like, you know, when I look back at it in high school, there were those kids who were like you that used to get bullied a lot, right? But now I look back on it, I'm envious of those kids because at least they were themselves, unapologetically, every fucking day. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. I am your host, David So. If you haven't heard of this podcast before, you are a fucking loser and nobody loves you. I hate you so much. I hate you with everything that I have, you piece of shit. And this is where I get demonetized because this is how I start my podcast.
Cheers.
We have two very, very special guests here. We have Donovan and Jojo. If you don't know who they are, fucking know about them right now. I actually just, this is very interesting, right? This is the first time I've ever had somebody who started as a fan to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Ever. Which it doesn't normally.
So for you. That's so.
It normally doesn't happen this way because usually, like, you know, fan interactions are very one-off, right?
Yeah.
Like how often and how many times does it happen where I actually sit down and get to know somebody? Like you don't really see that happen. And so one day, I get a DM from somebody, right? And it's really in the off chance that I was checking my DMs.
I'm getting the full story right now too.
Yeah. Like legit, I've don't check my DMs like that, right? Which is why I never have brand deals because I just it gives me anxiety. I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit. So Jojo hits me up. I have no idea who Jojo is, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like clicking through, saying thank you to a few people here and there, and I see Jojo. So I was like, oh, who's this? And you knew my favorite spot to eat at, which is like Cossin Pie. It's this place out in South Pasadena.
Yes.
And so either way, I was going to be there anyways. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well. So, Jojo, you tell the story.
Oh my God. Okay, so this was in 2020, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
There was.
Okay, so this is my husband, Donovan. I love him so much. We were in...
Get a little closer to the mic.
Oh, hey, sorry.
Yeah.
So in 2020, I reached out to David, and I was just like, how cool would it be if we met David So? Just because we are both big fans, but Donovan especially, like when we first started dating, he introduced me to your videos, and I was like, that would be really, really cool. I don't know if he'll do it. I don't know if he'll see my message, but I reached out. I was like, I think I said, hey, dude, would you be down to meet me and my boyfriend? Would you be down to hang out with me and my boyfriend, Donovan? We think you're really cool. I think I said that, but like, I was definitely nervous. I was like, he's not going to see it either way, but you did.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It's so random too, because it's like, I don't know. Like, either way, I'm going to eat at Cossin Pie either way. So I was like, you know what? If it's his birthday, just have him come through. Have him say what's up, right? I was like, why the fuck not? I'm in a happy mood. And so we meet. Everything is cool, right? The thing is, like, I had no idea what you guys did. I didn't know what you did. I didn't know what she did or whatever. I was just like, I'm about to eat some breakfast, and I'm just going to meet a fan and say what's up and say hi.
There you go.
Right? And so, lo and behold, I click on your stuff. I'm like, oh, he does videos. Oh, this is really, really good. Right?
I do videos.
And then I clicked on it. I was like, oh, you're a dancer. You both have a huge following. I had no fucking idea. You know what I mean? I had no idea that you guys were also in the same entertainment space as me. I just assumed that you were fans and we were just going to eat some breakfast.
Yeah, just hang
Essentially,
out.
that's what it was.
Yeah, that's really what it was. And then it was kind of odd because I think at this space in my life, there's a lot of people who I meet who I think like in your guys' age group, right? The content that they create is content that I'm not really fond of, right? So it's a lot of just same old bullshit. You know, them coming up, scaring somebody in a park, doing the interview. So what dick size is small? Is the 5 or the 4 inches is small? And they ask somebody in the streets, and I'm like, oh, this is usually the content that I see.
3 is a great size.
3 is average, damn it.
It's average.
Yeah.
Average. It's actually massive.
I didn't even know that was like a thing that people did.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
They just walk up and they ask people like stupid, obscene
Like
questions.
a public experiment?
It's the hottest thing right now, where they ask people dumb questions on the street.
It's the interview style content where it's easy or it's repeatable and it requires Literally,
work.
like zero talent or anything. It's
Yeah,
just
there's
do
like
it.
zero talent, and like there's ways to do it where it's fucking funny. And
Yeah,
then
oh yeah.
It's just these people who are doing are not funny people. They're not very smart or intelligent. So it's like they're just trying to be as famous as possible. And I see this content, I'm like, ugh. But you guys are very different. I think you guys you put a lot of like heart and effort into your stuff. And so for somebody who has been in this space for a long time, for people like me, we always look for new people to inspire us. We rarely get inspired by people, not rarely, but we've already been inspired by people who came ahead of us. Now we look for a younger generation to see like, oh, this is what I want to see like people create. So both of you as dancers was pretty insane because I didn't even know you danced until later on.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I mean, it's been a minute. So like we kind of came up out here, and I came out to LA originally to be a dancer. So what eventually ended up happening is that like we met, we danced together, and then I eventually kind of trickled off into like film and all that because I liked filming dancers. I liked being in control of how dance was consumed on the internet and on video and all that. And so just through time, it ended up being like a power couple thing where she's the choreographer, the dancer, I'm the director, I'm the guy that films and changes all that. So yeah, it's been working so far. So the fact that people are like, "Oh, you dance too?" and I'm like, "Yeah, it's been a minute, but I can get down still a little bit."
Yeah. So we just had dinner not that long ago, and then your guys is like personal. Like I had no idea that you were living out of your fucking car, which is the wildest thing ever, right? And I think a lot of the times when we talk about people's success stories, and usually when people come on a podcast, is already by that time they're here, they're already successful. Like you guys are already very successful in what you do, right? But nobody gets to hear the come up story. And I always talk about the process is so important to who you are at the end, right? And and I think like that come up story is the most inspirational, right? You could see people be at the top, but you don't know what it took for somebody to get here.
Yeah.
So when you told me that you lived out of your car, that shit blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, like when I first came here too, it was a struggle. Like I sold everything that I had. I bought this iMac. I had this Canon 5D Mark II, I think at the time or some shit like that. It revolutionized the fucking video game.
There it is.
And I moved here. I had this box spring bed and this fucking desk from Walmart, and I just stayed in that room. And I remember the first check that I got was like a couple $100, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can fucking buy food." Yes. So there were those moments. So like, I want you to just kind of like tell that story of like how you got into like entertainment and the reasons why, because you also said that you were going to go to the fucking military.
It's so. So going into that, so I come from a military family. My father's been in about 29 years in the Navy, and super thankful for all the time he's put in and to support our family. And with that structure, it became not just my dad, but my grandfather on my mom's side, he was in the Army, and then now my brother is in the Navy, and now my brother, my future brother-in-law.
It's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
Oh shit! Okay.
So it's basically the family business. So for me, it came down to like after high school immediately, it was like, okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to college? You're gonna, because dance for me growing up, training and being a competition dancer is how I started. I trained for like 6+ years, like classically, whatever, trained, doing everything from hip hop all the way down to ballet. Figuring out what I'm doing after high school was like, okay, are you ready? Like, let's be real. Are you ready to do something serious? Because the margin for success in the dance space was already so small at that time. Yeah, it was like, okay, let's take this seriously now. What are you going to do? And I didn't know. I put all my cards into dance, and I was like, I didn't have the best grades in school, and that's because I literally told my teachers, like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna dance. It's all good. I don't need the best in class. I convinced
English. Fuck that.
Yeah. I convinced my algebra 2 teacher, because I was bad at math, terrible at math, and I convinced my algebra 2 teacher to, on the very last day before report cards are due, I was like, hey, if this D or F or whatever is on this report card, they're gonna pull me out of dance. So I'm gonna need this to disappear.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I got you.
Wow.
That's iconic.
So she's
Are
like,
you
all
kidding
right,
me?
I'm gonna put you in algebra AB. It's not a college course or whatever. I'm gonna put you in algebra AB so you won't get credit. But I'll give you a C in that class, like just standard. And I was like, bet. So when I did that, I was like, cool. And my parents didn't question it at all. I think they know this now. I'm not sure if they do, but now they do.
Yeah. Your dad's just like, son of a bitch.
How does it feel to have that pull with your teachers?
That's the one thing I've always been the kid that I always made friends with the adults because I knew that if I would get into like some weird trouble, they'd be like, nah, he would never do that. So I was able to, do dance all the way through high school, and then, going into, adulthood, I had that choice. And my dad told me, just based on his experience, he was like, hey, if you don't know what to do, we'll give you structure, we'll give you something to do. So, we'll ship you off to the Navy. Like, and in my head, I'm like, that's not what I want to do, but it's something, and this is something that I feel like in any family, mixed Asian or not, it's the feeling of like doing something to make your family proud has always been like a pillar. So for me, I had to really choose like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put my dancer dreams on the back burner. I'm gonna do the Navy first, do my 4 years or whatever, and then who knows what happens after that, just to make my family happy, and to give that that sense of like, hey, I'm doing what makes you proud. Mm-hmm. And what ended up happening was I go to LA, I meet this one, and through us just interacting and us being together, and we're just friends at the time. I remember being in full, recruitment garb. I go to the recruitment office, and I'm just like, I'm doing my check-ins, and then I get in the car. She happened to be with me on the last day of about 2 weeks before I shipped out, and she was like, you don't want to do this, do you? And I was like, no, I don't. She's like, then don't. I was like, I don't think you understand the weight that carries. But she was like, what weight? You're gonna regret it. Like if you don't chase your dreams now, like do you really want to do this? I was like, nah. So mind you, the recruitment office is about 10 minutes from my house. In LA is about 2 hours from my house. So
Jesus Christ,
like my childhood home. So I didn't go home. I just went. Me and her went straight to LA.
He came home.
And I called my recruiter. I was like, hey, I'm not going to do it. Like I'm gonna chase my dreams. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, and when he asked me that question, I was like, yeah, no, bet we're doing it.
Yeah.
But the back of my head was, he's gonna call my dad after this. He's gonna call my dad. Am I sure? So sure enough, I laid down. I let him know. I'm like, okay, cool, we're good. 10 minutes after that call.
That's fucking crazy. That is too fast. Fucking snitch ass recruiter. This motherfucker said, "Are you sure?" He goes, "All right." Dude, guess what? Your fucking son just backed the fuck out of this thing.
Yes.
Get him. No, but yeah, then my dad called me. It's really strained our relationship at that point, because it was something where my dad, and even now, like me and my dad are great. Like me and my dad are great. Me and my mom are great. Our relationship is super good, and they're in complete support of everything that we do. Now as a married couple as well, including the journey. But back then it was really strained because it was all my dad knew. He knew that it provided for his family, for our family, and it was like, how else are you going to do that? So for him, it was like, you choosing this path, don't disrespect what I did by saying no to this path. Mm-mm. And it took me a long time to understand why it upset him so much. And for years, for a hot minute, for years, it was like there was always like this subtle like distance, because I was straight up disowned for a bit. I know. So, Dad, nah, cut him off. Mom, all right, sweetie, figure it out for a bit. We gotta figure this out. So that's when I was like, okay. So I lived in my car, my 2004 Mitsubishi Lancer.
Damn, you had a Mitsubishi Lancer. That is the brokest car.
Yeah.
Yo, a Mitsubishi Lancer, dog. That is the poor person's fucking ID card right there.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's
hell
so
yeah.
G.
It was stock too. I didn't have the money to like make it look cool the way all the other Asian kids made it look
Metro
cool.
or a fucking Pontiac, fucking what do you call that shit? Oh, that's so fucking funny, dude.
But yeah, that's so I went to LA. I lived out of that, and it was just I spent an entire year of just primarily just sleeping in my car, crashing at her place, crashing at my boy Tyrone's place. Shout out to Tyrone. And I was able to kind of like I struggled through it, but I just kept on telling myself I'm out here doing what I love. So the hardest parts were always waking up and going to sleep. Everything in between was like, all right, I'm dancing, I'm good to go. Waking up, you got like knots in your back. Your knees are hurting because you haven't been able to fully stretch out because Mitsubishi Lancers are small.
There was a guy that tried breaking into your car when you were sleeping.
Oh
That
my,
story, I
okay.
don't know why it makes me laugh. It's the way he tells the story. It's really not funny. I'm kind of twisted for laughing. But
No, that's funny. But explain this shit to me right now.
we forgot to mention this at dinner.
So
Explain.
So in the car, so I'm in the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sleeping in your car is dangerous.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that concept because in my head I was like, yeah, you're in your car. People don't do that. They don't be checking cars and all that. So I'm sleeping in my car. I didn't at the time. I thought that putting a sheet over the windows would be enough to be like, hey, this is private. There's someone in here.
I'm sleeping in here.
Yeah, I'm sleeping in here.
Yeah.
So I put I'm literally making adult pillow forts in my car because I was just like, here's what I got to do: $5 sheet from wherever, and bam. So I'm in my car sleeping, and this is kind of what kind of really motivated me to like get out of the situation because mind you, at this point I had already been in there for like 5 months. So
Damn.
I found a system. I had a routine. Like I knew to go to the local dance studio or the gym to like, to keep my hygiene up. I knew to, where to get my food. I knew like, my timing and all that. So at this moment though, it was like 2 a.m. or something. And I'm watching DavidSo videos.
This is so true. Oh my God, this is so true.
I'm watching videos. And this is another big part to kind of circle back on it too. Like I've been watching you for a long time. So for me, motivation wise, like as a young mixed Asian, I always looked up to like your content and other people's content because it was something that made me laugh. It was something that inspired me, and it kept me going. That was the biggest thing. It kept me going. Like I always looked forward to those videos, like your old vlog videos when you would watch a video that someone sent you on like something and then you would react to it or all that kind of stuff. So I loved that content, and that content got me through a lot of my lonely car nights. So. And what happened was I'm watching a video, and I hear someone. Mind you, I'm in the back seat of my car. Someone is trying to get in the car. I'm like this. I'm like,
Huh?
This is happening. Okay, so here's the funny part. I had a replica Colt 45 pistol. A replica. It was disassembled, whatever it was, but it was the same casing. It was still like it looked like a real gun.
It just didn't fire.
Just doesn't fire. I had that because my brother was gifted that for one of his birthdays because that's like he was into like guns and all that at a younger age because he knew that he was going to eventually go into the Navy. But what he didn't know is that going to LA, I thought to myself, I'm like, I might need to keep this on me for whatever reason.
For whatever reason. Out of your fucking car. Yeah.
So I have it in my middle console. So I'm in the back seat laid out like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I behind the sheet, I see the shadow trying to get in. I go into my middle console. I pull out the gun and I go like this. Like put my hand under the sheet and I go tap, 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 like that. And he's like, I hear, oh shit. And then he like runs away. And I went, I need to get out of here. I was like, this ain't right.
It was the shake.
The shaking your hands. You better run, bitch. It's like, does he sound like he's crying? Is he crying? But he just hears you sobbing in the car. What the fuck? What?
No, let me run this back.
It's the tap, tap, tap that kills me.
It's the tap, tap, tap.
God, that's so. That's actually kind of frightening on the other side. Like this motherfucker has a gun, you know, and they're out.
Well, mind you, all he sees is a busted down Mitsubishi Lancer with taped windows.
Yeah.
Taped windows. It was at that point, and just.
That'd be so funny. He
Just
felt
a
so
sheet.
bad for you. He just wanted to give you like some money.
Yeah.
he just started sliding $1 through the window crack.
Ah, shit, give me that back.
He goes, I feel bad for you. Here you go.
Here's a gun.
It's like, I was going to rob you, but I saw you drive a
Yeah.
Mitsubishi Lancer.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
That's great. So wait, so you explain how you met him.
Okay. So Donovan and I, we met at a Clear Talent meet and greet. So we are repped by
Get closer to the mic.
Hey, sorry.
And you can angle it down for yourself too. Yeah, there you go.
Is this better?
Here you go.
Thank you.
My wife.
I've never been on a podcast before. Oh
This
my
is great.
gosh. Yay. Okay.
Actually, you're the first. This is the first podcast.
You're doing great. This is great. I'm fucking fascinated.
Thanks.
I love the stories.
Thanks. So Donovan and I, we met at this dance event. It's called the Clear Talent meet and greet that happens every year.
Clear Talent is our talent agency that we're both repped by. So they both represent us as dancers. Somehow, even though I haven't booked a dance job in like
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. They're like keep signing that contract. I'm like, I got you, just in case.
Yeah.
But I had been signed already for a couple of years, and I would attend those meet and greets every year. And so this particular year, I saw this guy in the back of the room, and he had on, I think he had on a black hat with black gloves, and his hat was on like really, really low. He literally looked like Channing Tatum. Literally Channing Tatum in the back of the room. I was like, who the hell is this?
It's been a long time.
And he was just so talented. We were learning choreography in this dance class, and then we would take that choreography and we would perform it at the El Portal in North Hollywood. And then all of these executives and creative directors and other choreographers that were looking for dancers to hire, they would come and they would watch us. And so there were a bunch of CTG clients there, and he was a new client. So I'd never seen him before, so I'm watching him, staring at him from all the way across the room. I'm like, who the hell is this? Was staring at him for a little too long, and he had a really mysterious vibe. So
It wasn't even
obviously,
mysterious. He was just hungry and poor.
Yeah.
basically,
It's like, ooh,
but like you would never know. You would literally never know the way that he carried himself.
Yeah.
It was just sexy and mysterious. So I was like,
AKA,
wow.
tired,
So-
AKA tired and hungry.
I know. It's like, oh, he's so quiet. It's because I haven't eaten in days. I'm
That's
just
literally-
I
hungry.
haven't eaten.
like dead ass, I would have never known the way that he carried himself. And so I went up to him once we got to the El Portal right before the show started. I was like, hey, I like grabbed his arm. I was like, hey. He was like, sup? I was like, no, my name's Jojo. Nice to meet you. And he was like, hey.
Hey.
So then we proceeded to practice the routine together, and then
Oh,
that
so you
night.
approached him.
Oh yeah, I
Oh.
approached him.
Yes, because I was so like, I'm in LA.
Yeah.
I'm focused.
Yeah.
And then she kind of, in a literal and figurative sense at the same time, so she was the first person I ever talked to out here. For me, I spent a lot of time alone, just, going through my paces. So no one really knew who I was. That's because I had such a chip on my shoulder to succeed that I was in that like, I'm in LA, I'm not going to talk to nobody, I'm going to make my money
Grind it out. Yeah.
while I'm living in my
No,
car eating peanut butter
No, it's like,
every
I'm gonna
day.
fuck his life up and walk up to
So
him.
she literally pulls my arm and is like, hey, and in that moment I'm like, a friend?
Yeah.
This shining beacon of light right here?
Yeah.
So yeah, then she let me know, like, hey, like I teach and mind you, so I'm gonna gas her up real quick. She teaches sold out classes weekly and has worked with like 100 plus people per class, and she's worked with like really big music artists in the industry, like, over the years. At this point, she only had around 5 people in her class. So like,
This is true.
it was towards like the humble beginnings of her choreographer and dancer career of that sets. Because actually, no, just your choreographer career, because you've been dancing already for a minute. But I was like, yeah, I'll come take. She didn't know that I was living in my car and also driving 2 hours, like whenever I had to be in LA.
Yeah.
So she was like, come every day, come whenever you can. I was like, all right, cool, just going. And then
He literally showed up at my class, like, was it the next day? Like, or
The
a
next
couple
day.
days. Okay, the next day. And I was a sub. I didn't even have my own teaching slot yet. So, yeah, this was my like beginning of my career. I didn't know where it was going to take me. I was just doing it for fun, and I wanted to be around good energy, and Donovan had great energy. So I was like, I don't know if you'll remember that I told him my class was at this time at this place, but it was nice meeting him, you know? So he ended up
written down in a
showing
notebook.
up. Yeah. He showed up to my class the next day, and I was teaching to 7-Eleven by Beyonce, and it was like the girliest routine ever. Like, it was a heels routine, and I had never had a male dancer in my class before. And it was a big deal for me because, I mean, I love teaching, but when you have a really, really talented male come to your class, especially back then, it was a really, really big deal. And so he absolutely killed it in my class, and he made it super, super masculine. Like, he, without me even having to say anything, he made it his own, and I fell in love, not like romantically in that way, but I fell in love with him as like the talented person that he was. I was like, oh my God, like I want to be in his life. I want to actually be close to him. I want him invested in my business. Like, I was like, I need to be in this guy's life. Like, he's so talented. He's funny. He's nice. He's sexy. Like, what the hell is this? Like, I need to know more about him. So I posted him on my Instagram that day. I was like, oh my God, look at this delicious bundle of like sexiness that came to my class today. And we stayed close, and
I got 500 followers that day.
that's such a funny joke too.
I was like,
What's happening?
now mind you, me and my parents aren't really speaking at this point, but I do text my mom. So I texted my mom like, I'm making it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just like it was like the small little like feedback of, yay, I got tagged on Instagram and something like that.
I didn't even have a lot of followers back then. This was when you could post 15-second clips on Instagram that time.
You had over 10K. Having the K was everything back then.
It was. It really was, yeah.
So, I kept attending her classes, and, you know, eventually we ended up working together even more, and then love blossomed. And
it's kind of crazy, too, like, I feel like women are so good at looking at things beyond physical characteristics, right? More so than men, because you liked Donovan because you saw something in him, right?
Yeah.
Like, you saw something about him that made you really attracted to. And it's interesting because when you came here and you were living out of your car, right? Like, that whole process for you, like, what was like the mental shit that you were going through? Because for me, when I first started and I didn't have any money, that would like fuck with me a lot. Yeah, I mean, like, mentally it fucked with me a lot, because when you come into this city, everybody likes to flaunt what they have. They always say like LA is about what you drive and what you wear, and LA and New York is about where you live. So here, everybody has this position to kind of show how important they are by how much money they have and like that type of notoriety. But because I grew up so fucking broke, I never gave a fuck about any of this stuff. Like, I was also a youth minister. I was a pastor, so physical things don't matter to me. You know what I mean? It's always about life experiences, meeting great people.
yeah.
So obviously I understand, like, when you came here, you had to have this perception of like, okay, I'm in LA now. Now I have to do LA shit to make sure that people don't fuck with me or they know who I am. So
Exactly. I had the biggest wall up because I was afraid of that. Like, you know, like in terms of, you know, because you always hear the stories, especially when when you're the outside looking in, you always hear the stories of like LA's cutthroat and it's very cliquey, and it's like, you know, there's a lot of, you know, like certain things that go with it. All of it true, by the way. But but the way that I was raised was, instead of like showing off what you have, because I didn't have that much obviously when I was out there, and I can't say that I grew up like poor, but we grew up with because, you know, like my parents grew up, they grew up with like, at a point they were like bankrupt or something like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know because they wouldn't tell us.
Yeah.
They, you know, like so if I had ramen noodles every night, I was like lit. Ramen noodles I love ramen. Or my mom had these things called fend for yourself nights. And that basically meant there's a full pot of rice. Go make something, whatever the hell's in the cabinet. So we always had like either ramen, Vienna sausages. Shout out to Vienna sausages.
Yo,
They got Spam, all of it. So
yo, that's my shit.
oh yeah. So yeah. But mentality wise, I was taught it's not about like what you have. It's about the way you make people feel.
Yeah.
And that's always stuck with me throughout it. So like for me, like when it came to the mixed groups that I've been in terms of like whether they were well off or whether we were all roughing it together, it was always about I always cared about the way I made people feel and the impression that I made on them. Almost too much sometimes, where I'd be like, you know,
You become a people pleaser.
yeah, and people would take advantage of that eventually.
100%.
So
yeah, I get that.
yeah, so
I mean, for you two, like, I guess like when you saw, because when you were together, you were living in the car, but she had a place, but you didn't want to stay with her.
yeah, because and this is mostly out of respect. Remember, like, so her parents don't know who I am. They are very protective of her.
Especially back then, like my parents are so protective over me that they didn't want like my boyfriends in the house because my dad, Cuban man. I know everyone's parents are different, but my dad did not want boys in the apartment at all.
Yeah.
Even if I lived there on my own and they weren't there, they just felt very weird about it. So,
And in hindsight, like,
I get it.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I
no,
get it.
don't let him in. So with that being said, her living at a place and me, you know, and mind you, we are still friends at this point. I wanted to be super respectful, so she would even be like, "Hey, come stay inside." I'd be like, "No, I'm gonna stay. I'll stay in the car. I'll crash at Tyrone's place. I'll be anywhere but here." And she was like, you know, she respected it, and it even got to the point sometimes where she'd be like, I'll come sleep in the car with you.
I was like, let's make it fun. I'll make some fettuccine
I'll
Alfredo.
make some
We
pasta.
can watch
Like, we
some
can hang
David
out.
So
We
videos.
we can hang out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
fucking wild.
it didn't get to that point. It didn't get to that point. We started dating before that point happened, because then I was worth it. But but yeah. So I mean, in terms of our relationship, like, she was the first person to really show me that LA wasn't such a hard place. That you can find your people, you can find your village and your circle, and I held that dear. So I kept up with those morals. I protected her because anyone that I saw that was like kind of going off signs, I was always, and people know me for this. I'm silly, I'm funny, I like to crack jokes and I like to have a good time. But if you don't know me, I'm very standoffish sometimes, and it almost comes off as intimidating.
That's exactly how I am.
Like people will be like, "Oh, Donovan hates me." Like, nah, he doesn't hate you. He just doesn't know. He
That's
just doesn't know
really
you.
what it is.
So, and I learned that from you, by the way.
Probably. That's how I am 100%. And like, the reason why is too, and you know, I've thought about this a lot. It's like, I've definitely met a lot of people in this world who are very likable, right? And likable doesn't mean you're a good person.
Right.
And
Yeah.
people like to use this skill, this tool that they have to get close to people, and you think that you know them because they're very good at lying about who they are. So it's a very tough world like that, right?
Yes.
And so
Wow.
I've kept, and here's this, I mean, I'll go back to this, but one of the things that I really enjoyed, and I know this is something really odd, but when I attended their wedding, which by the way, I fucking hate weddings. I don't know what it is about you two that I really fucking like. You know, and the more I hear about your story, it makes sense. And I'm somebody who kind of goes with their gut feeling, right?
Yeah.
And
Thanks for coming to our wedding, by the way.
Thank
and
you
you're
so
meant-
much.
The fucking wedding was fucking dope. And so, it was fucking amazing. And so when I saw that when you were up there, and I saw your groomsmen and your guys' bridesmaids, like, it's like people that you grew up with.
Yeah.
I don't see that a lot in the city. People come into the city and they forget everybody that they know. They go,
Yep.
I'm this new invented human being.
Yep.
People that help them be who they are today, they forget about them like that.
Yep.
And that is a true tell sign of how they are as an individual. I saw your friends from how you grew up, and they were
Yep.
all there with you.
Yep.
I was like, I knew I liked this guy, you know. And
Yeah.
I've had the same friends since ever, right? And when I came to this city, whenever I go back, it's all the same. I'm the same fucking loser in the group. they don't give a fuck about me.
Same,
You know?
same. Kyle Paragas and Christian Magday, friends of 20 and 18 years. I'm on the Genius Brain Podcast, baby.
This is a win.
We all grew up watching David, so you know, having David, so yeah, it was just it's a really genuine moment, and then having them up there, they're the friends that no matter where I went, I've told that we've sat down many times, like we've had dinner. Whenever they drive out to LA, I got their dinner. I'll pay for whatever they need to pay for, because it's a lot to drive out that far.
Yeah.
And I let them know, like, on a weekly basis if I have to, that hey, like, wherever I go, y'all are coming with me.
Yeah.
And they know that at this point, and like my best man, crazy even when I asked him, because I've made so many other types of friends since then. And it's like, okay, yeah, you see those guys on a daily basis, and we only see each other like once a month sometimes, maybe even longer. And, you know, when I asked him, it was almost like, wow, he didn't forget about me.
Yeah.
And I would never forget about them. So that's, you know, those are the people that were up there. And then, you know, along with every era of my friends, my family, my OG boys from home, my friend Tyrone, that he was up there too. And then Michael, my most recent like close friend.
Yeah.
Everyone that was up there, and including on her side, they're all from different parts of our upbringing, and we're very selective, and we're very like, everyone that was there was meant to be there.
Was it hard for you when you were kind of like starting up, and you know, you mentioned earlier that, you know, the hardest parts when you weren't busy was like waking up in the morning and then going to sleep at night, and like, how did you deal with that? Because those were the hard parts for me too, because I'm not distracted by all the stuff that I'm trying to do, and I'm just left alone. And that was like the hard part, right? Because you're kind of just like, this is what happened in pandemic too. Everything that we were allowed to push aside, we had to face right here. A lot of people got divorced. A lot of people split up. People left their jobs, because now that you can't be distracted with bars, hanging out, going out, doing all this other shit, you were left alone with your thoughts, and now you have to face it. So how did you deal with it? Because I know that shit's fucking rough.
I mean, the best, I know, just big exhale.
Just big inhale, exhale.
The way that I got through it, from a mental aspect even, was I kind of just, I took it day by day. I was like, okay, Sunday through Saturday, how am I going to make this work? Okay, hit up my boy. Hey, man, can I crash once this week? That's one day out of my way. Hey, can I come drive my car to in front of your place and be there? Or hit up another friend. If I could get a couple of those days out of the week, in terms of like making sure that I'm not in my car every day, then it was a better week than me being in my car the entire week, which happened quite frequently. So for me, what got me up was the worst part is the waking up and being like, because you're not running your car all night, so you're in there. It's like an airtight seal. So you're just in there like,
Genius Farts. This podcast is brought to you by Athletic Greens. Ooh, do I love my AG1, because it is easy to scoop and put in my water, and one and done. I'm absorbing 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start my day right. Well, I'll tell you, this special blend gets me going, and I'm telling you right now, helps me in every bit of a way when it comes to my health. Why do I personally consume it? Well, I'll tell you why. It's easy. I don't like taking pills. I just drink it with my water, and I need to drink more water every day anyway, so I might as well do it with my Athletic Greens. Supports better sleep quality and recovery and mental clarity, which I need for this podcast. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free one-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/geniusbrain. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/geniusbrain to take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
And then like you open up the door, like you feel like you're coming out from like a 60-year sleep. Nah, but honestly, it was the not wanting to be in that situation that kept me going in that sense. So from a mental standpoint, whether it was like, because there would be nights where like I would cry myself to sleep sometimes, because I chose, at the end of the day, this was all my choice. I had the choice to go home. I had the choice to, like, my parents never, there was a point where it was like, yeah, disowned, but doors were never closed. Like,
he's going to come to his senses.
He's going to come back. Like, he's going to come back. And I chose to not go back. So for me, it was almost there was a little bit of, I'm going to prove you wrong energy, along with, I got to make it. Like, I have to. So I just made it a better situation every time. I would treat myself to a different brand of peanut butter.
We're not going Kroger today. We're going Jiffy, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Extra chunky.
We're gonna treat ourselves.
Those struggle meals,
dude. Let me tell you, But and at the time, actually, one thing that I can say that, and like I said, the mental ways was finding the littlest things to make you happy, and for me, a lot of the time was like, didn't have a lot of money for food. I got money for food now, but I didn't have a lot of money for food. I would make everything like I would get only my favorite things. So like example, I was raised on struggle food, so I was like, this is easy. I can do this. Yeah, let's go. Or example, if I wanted to treat myself, Ralph's used to leave their baked goods on like a. They don't do this now ever since COVID, but they used to have their leftover baked goods that were sitting there all day for free, like for anyone to take. So I would literally I would stroll up in there. I didn't have any money to pay for Ralph's food, but I was like, yeah. I'm eating donuts tonight, baby. Yeah. And it'll be it'll be at the end of the week, so it'll be like, and then that would be like my Friday night. And if I was like hanging with my buddies, we wouldn't, mind you, none of my friends also had money to be going out, get drinks and all that. So instead, I was also like 19, so it was hard to do anything because I wasn't one of those guys that was like, you could get a fake ID. No, I can't. I don't know how to do that. Yeah. I don't know how to do any of that. So we would just go out, and this is actually how I kind of got into filming. Is I would have an iPhone. I still had an iPhone. We would film ourselves dancing at 3 a.m. all the way through the night. Find cool locations throughout LA. Trespass into some construction sites.
Those are the best videos.
And film some stuff and just have a good time. And those are still some of my favorite memories to this day. Even though I'm at the point now where I don't have to do that, I'm like, should I just run it back for the one? I'll hit my friend and be like, yo, should we go do that? And then by the time
please.
And by the time it hits 12 o'clock though, I'm like, I'm tired. Yeah. I can't do because we would literally be up from all hours of the night till 8 a.m. just not doing it. Because imagine, I don't want to go back to my car. Yeah. So if I have to be like a crazy night owl, and then, I come up to my boy's crib and he's like, hey bro, we were up all night. Just crash on the, it wasn't a couch, it was a floor. Yeah. It was a floor mat. So I was like, come crash on the floor mat. I was like, yeah, fine. I was like, yeah, it's not in the car. We're good. Yeah. So it was the connections I've made with those people, along with time management, along with keeping myself keeping something for me to look forward to. Those are the things that mentally kept me sane. And I always had her classes weekly to always look forward to too. So yeah, I was able to keep that up, and then eventually I had the opportunity to get myself out of it in a very in a small way, but it ended up being a really big opportunity for me to just change my life entirely, and that was picking up the camera and studying videography. And once I did that, I was like, I could start. I talked to my buddy. I was like, hey, I don't got a lot of money, but I can pay a certain amount of rent just to not be on the street. And he was like, bet, let's do it.
Wow.
So, and I never went back to the car since.
That's fucking crazy, man. Like I said too, that struggle shit is so real. And when we look back, sometimes the parts that were the hardest were some of the most fun moments of our lives. Oh yeah, because we have nothing to lose. We literally have nothing to lose. So if I fail, okay, I'm at rock bottom.
It doesn't get much lower than this.
I know. Over here, fucking crying, eating peanut butter, watching this fat Asian guy on just. This is a low point of my fucking life right now. You can't take anything from me at this point.
He looks great, by the way.
Oh my God.
Looks great. I've been seeing. Yes. I've seen the shrinking throughout the years, and it's very inspiring. I'm going to be honest. When I was in the car, I was very skinny. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm getting inspired by you
because your life
now.
is too good, dude. This is what happens.
I need some struggle.
I want you to go buy back that fucking Mitsubishi Lancer.
Yes.
Go back in that fucking car, and then suddenly you're so thin.
So hilarious.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. I really do appreciate how both of you have such a very strong drive towards building something that a lot of people don't do, right? So I think that we're in this age where everybody wants to try to do everything, but you guys seem to be very focused on what you do. Specifically, you as a dancer too. I had no idea how fucking huge you were. I didn't know. I don't know these things, And I was like, oh wow, she's a great dancer. What is this? A million views? Who the fuck is this? That was shocking to me, right? Because it was just, I'm meeting these people that have breakfast, and then I'm like, who the fuck is this? And let me tell you something. Sometimes I'm watching you, I'm like, I always say this when we were having dinner, I'm like, look at those knees.
I know, look at knees.
I was like,
Got knees with steel.
just drop into the fucking floor like it's nothing. If I drop to the floor, I'm done. That's it. That's where I'm sleeping for the rest of the night.
You gotta come to one of my classes.
Like, so how did you get into dance?
So, well, really young age. I was like 5 and I had a lot of energy as a kid. And it was just always, like, as soon as my mom signed me up for my first jazz class, that was it. I fell in love with it immediately. And then my senior year, I was like, I can't picture myself doing anything else. And I didn't know anything about LA or the entertainment industry. I was just really loving what I was doing every single day. I had a dance room in my house in Massachusetts. That's where I'm from. I'm from the East Coast. And so I was like, I don't know what my future will hold, but I know I don't want to go to college. Like, I had a whole scholarship to go to AMDA, and I scouted it, and it was like, it seemed cool, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. Like, I knew I wanted to do music videos and commercial dance. I didn't want to do modern and ballet and that, like, really structured militant style. So my mom was like, we're going to give you 1 year in LA. We're going to move out there with you for a year. And if you don't work or if you don't get signed, then that's it. You're going to come back to Massachusetts. So it was like a contract that I made with them too. Like, I was serious. I was like, okay, let's make it official. Like, let me sign my life away. I will make this happen.
That's pretty interesting. How old? You were 18 at the time?
No, I was 17.
Jesus Christ. But you were that focused, huh?
I was so focused because I also, like, when I was in school, not to make it sound like this, but I didn't have a lot of friends in high school, and I was bullied for being a dancer because I'm from, like, bumfuck Massachusetts, okay? I went to a Catholic school.
You're not marrying your cousin? What the fuck?
Right.
It's funny because every time she describes it, it's always bumfuck Massachusetts.
I'm literally from bumfuck Massachusetts.
It's not just Massachusetts.
It's bumfuck
Yes.
Massachusetts. And it's the actual name of the city.
right there.
I went to a Catholic school, and I just didn't fit in with anyone over there. I was like this weird girl that missed every Monday and Friday of school, and they would see all these pictures of me at dance conventions, like all over the country throughout the weekend. And then I would come back, and then my hair would be a different color because I was finding myself as well creatively, and I would get inspired everywhere I went. And so I would get picked on. And then there were like days where people would just make snarky comments at me. There was one day where this girl printed out my very first headshots that I put on Facebook, and they put my pictures all over the lockers, and they ripped my face off.
Dude, why are
It's, like,
girls
crazy.
so fucking mean, dude?
But I kind of liked it.
Ooh.
I kind of liked it because I was like, wow, they're so obsessed with me. I was like, wow, this is
They
iconic.
always say this too, like, guys would physically bully somebody. Girls like to fucking mentally fuck with you, dude.
It's crazy.
It's 10 times worse. Just beat me up. Like,
Yeah.
just fucking
Just
slap me in the
Right?
face. Like, don't do this shit.
Take me out of my misery.
Yeah, no, they would make fun of me, but in my head I was like, you know what? They're all basic bitches. Like, in the back of my head, like, I wouldn't cry. I would just look at them sideways, like, I know I'm the one that's getting picked on and bullied in school, but they have no idea how legendary I'm gonna be in life. Like, I knew it, and it was set in my head already. Like, it clicked in my head one day
amazing.
that I wasn't gonna stop until I made my parents proud, until I proved them wrong, because they also wanted me to work at their family business. They didn't want me to go to LA because they wanted me all to themselves. Like, we have a very close bond, but they also weren't sure if being a professional dancer was going to be secure for me. So, which I understand how they feel. You have to work really hard in order to make consistent money as a professional dancer, but I wanted it so bad. Like, I was willing to fail. I was willing to do whatever it took in order for me to do what I love every single day. So when they gave me that 1 year, I hustled. I hustled really, really hard. I would take 7 classes a day. I would go to the
Jesus
gym.
Christ.
Oh, yeah, no, and my mom would take me. My mom and dad, they would take me to these classes, and then we would eat in the car during the breaks. And even before that, I would wake up and I would go to the gym. At night, I would take a hot yoga class, and then I would go to sleep. I would eat a meal, and then I would wake up and do it all over
She had
again.
back abs.
Yeah, no, I was
She had
I was
back
in the
abs.
best shape of my life. And
I was like, how the fuck?
Have you ever seen back abs, David?
No.
I gotta send you the photo, but I had like a 4-pack
It's crazy.
behind my back.
Dude,
I'm a
just
little
trying to lose my
fluffier
tits.
now, but
Same.
I know. That's dude.
I was so focused.
You know what's interesting? I think like one of the things that both of you have in common is like this very strong identity of self. right? When we were talking yesterday too, like
Thank
hearing
you.
your story and your story, it's like you guys kind of never strayed away from like loving your individuality, right? Which is very fucking hard to do when you're young. Like that took me a long time. And you guys already had something about you that I didn't have at your age. Like when you were telling me your stories about you just being that weird anime kid, where you were this motherfucker, by the way.
I wore the jersey. I wore the jersey
He
today.
said he would show up in school just dressed up as a ninja.
This is so true.
Yeah.
I had the tabby boots, the whole gi, the whole thing. Like it wasn't it wasn't no Walmart shit.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm gonna get the authentic thing. Like it took me like 2 weeks. It shipped out. Got it. I would get picked on a lot.
But see, this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I fucked up in high school all the way until my last year because I always tried to do something that I wasn't. I was like 6 different people. And that was so exhausting because you're so scared of personal judgment. And this is where I always say, too, like, if you can focus all this time on trying to be somebody that everybody else wants you to be, just do it in developing who you want to be.
Yeah.
And then see how far you'll get. Because I didn't start doing that until like my senior year of high school. And so, like, you know, when I look back on it in high school, there were those kids who were like you that used to get bullied a lot, right? But now I look back on it, I'm envious of those kids because at least they were themselves unapologetically every fucking day. And you had to sit there and take all the scrutiny, right? And just just understand, like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to change who I am because what other people want. And it took me all the way till I was 18 to figure that shit out because I wanted to be, I still wanted to watch anime with my anime friends. But then after, you know, school at nighttime, I was like, wanted to kick it with these thugs because I wanted to be a tough guy. And then you were just, I was just a phony. In this group, I was a phony. In this group, I'm a phony. In that group, I'm a phony because I just wasn't happy being who I was. And so, but you guys figured that out so fucking early on. And like seeing that too, I could see why you guys are so successful at an earlier age. And I always talk about this too, because people don't understand how hard it is to lie about yourself every day. It's hard. You got to keep that face up every fucking day.
Every day.
And you have to remember these lies all the fucking time. So when you're around this person, oh, I don't want them to think I'm this, and that, so I have to be this person. And then you turn it off and you go somewhere else. You have to be somebody else. It's such an exhausting way to live.
So
And I think like for young people too, they're scared of being themselves because of that judgment. But I'm telling you right now, like you will find that circle that accepts who you are. And those are the people that you focus on the most. When you focus so much on being this fake human being, and I don't mean fake in like the typical sense of like being a bad person. I mean like fake in the sense that you're not who you are, right? All that shit catches up. You'll find yourself one day, you'll wake up and you go, oh, I actually don't have friends. Because they'll either use you and they'll go to something else, or maybe you're that person who'll use them and you'll go to something else. And they'll fucking cut you out and you go, oh, these people were never my friends. No, you were never their friend. You know?
Entirely. Yeah,
and that's why when I saw that you guys have such a strong group of friends around you, having a good time, like that was very, very important for me. Like watching you at the wedding, and like I said, I saw you with friends since you were in high school. And you've amounted all the success, but you still carry the people that built who you are till this day. Shows like really good character in you, right? And I don't see that a lot sometimes. Like in your guys' age group and how fast life moves, it's very important. So when I hear your story about, look, I was bullied in high school. People didn't know who the fuck I was, and I just had to be like, I have greatness in me. I have to believe in this shit. And when I leave here, I'm going to show people, right? And I guarantee you too, people come out the woodwork.
They do.
Dude, I remember people in high school like, yo, I'm proud of you. I'm like, who are you?
yeah.
Like, I don't even know your first and last name.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you?
I have a crazy story about
Tell
that.
it.
It's short, but like the first job that I booked in LA was the VMAs, and it was for the Britney Spears Vanguard. Is that how you say it? Vanguard Award?
The
Vanguard,
yeah,
right?
Vanguard
Okay.
Award, yeah.
Yeah, so I was 17, and it was my first audition out there, and I had just gotten signed. So when you get signed, you get sent to the really, really big auditions for like the TV shows and all that. So my mom's like, okay, Joanna, this is like your first big audition. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go there and like treat it as a dance class for, you know, a lesson. I book it. And I remember when I went on TV, or before I went on TV, that very day of the VMAs, I put on Facebook, you'll see a familiar face on the VMAs, and nobody commented on it because they were like, I'm sure they didn't believe that I was going to be on the VMAs. When I was on the VMAs, I had such a clear like shot. I was one of the main 3 girls that popped up for Oops, I Did It Again. And basically in the performance, Brittany wasn't in it. It was a tribute to her where we did
she was
all
watching.
of her. She was literally in the audience watching us, and we performed all of her iconic choreographies. And I'm a young girl, and she's my holy grail. Like, she's the reason why I started dancing and I wanted to be an artist and all that. So that was very full circle for me. So I had a clear shot on TV. Like, you could tell that it was me. It was like night and day. Like, that's Jojo. Oh my God, there she is. And so there were so many people commenting and tagging me in photos saying, oh my God, look at my friend Jojo. And it's like this girl that used to bully me in school.
Jesus Christ.
And she's like, oh my God, when are you going to come back to Massachusetts and hang out with us? I was like, weren't you like bullying me in school? Like,
Yeah.
it's just so crazy, the people that, you know, bullied you for what you were doing on the weekends, all the hard work that you were putting in, or when I would come back and I would have like a different color in my hair to be different. Those people that made fun of me, they were pretending to be my friend.
Because they always wanted to be you. That's why. They always wanted to be that person who had your type of confidence, that was very
So crazy.
focused, because they didn't have anything going on in their lives. And, you know, when I used to hear this stuff, too, I used to be like, oh, is that really what's going on in their head? But that's really what it is. Happy people don't do that to other people.
Right.
When you're happy and you're focused on your own goals, you don't go out of your way to make somebody feel bad when they're not doing anything to you at all.
Literally.
Right.
And, like, so by the way, if you ever see me bully somebody on here, it's because I hate them. They're pieces of shit, all right? You just don't know why. I won't give out the reasons. It's just they're a piece of shit. But that's what happens. Like, these people who were so... And you'll see these people in high school because you're from bumfuck nowhere.
Bumfuck,
You know,
Massachusetts.
so, you know, these bumfuck people that you knew, they're probably still doing the same fucking shit that they're always doing. And they're sitting there just hating on everybody else. Because I guarantee you that same person who says, like, oh, this is my friend, they're still talking shit about you, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're still talking shit about you.
God, I love it.
You know? And you're going to continue to amount to whatever type of success that you have, and you're going to continue to do it. And every day is going to eat them up inside, right?
And that turns me on.
It should, though. Like, it really does, right? Because it's kind of sad when I see people, and I don't mean to say this to make me feel better, but I find it very sad when somebody wakes up every day and they have to write or... you live in their head fucking rent-free, and you're just doing what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's the craziest thing.
Yep.
And they want you to think about them so fucking hard. So
They want reactions.
Yeah, they'll keep writing these comments. They'll do something, and then finally, when you react, they think, "Oh, I got you." But it's
Yep.
like for us on the end, we're like, "No, I just wrote one comment back to you, and I'm
Right.
about my day, and I'm
Yeah.
still doing what I'm
Yeah.
doing."
Moving on.
But for them, it's the saddest thing that they finally got that response, and now they're alive. They're like, "Oh, I got him.
I need
yes.
more.
Yes,
More.
And they wake up the next day and they try to write another comment to affect you.
Yep.
And so it's
That's
like
crazy.
it's kind of insane, and that's what I'm saying. Like, unhappy people behave this way, right? When you're happy, you don't care, and you two are very happy people. I'm pretty sure you're not sitting around going, "Time to get on Reddit and like talk some shit," you know? And that's like the highlight of your day.
I have a ghost account for that.
We have Instas.
I really do want to
kidding.
create a burner account so bad. I want to do it, but it's just too much time, you know? Like, I gotta do other things, you know what I mean? If I'm sitting here creating a burner account, like, fuck you, you ugly motherfucker. You know? Usually when I respond back, people know this now. It's like I'm taking a shit.
Oh my
'Cause
God.
I'm just shitting. So I'm like, all right, let me just write something back. You are a loser, and I fucked your mom. Send. All right.
Honestly, I love responding to hate comments sometimes because it really makes me giggle.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Makes me
fun.
giggle.
And sometimes it's fun.
That adds engagement too.
Yeah, it's great engagement.
All of a sudden, you have more comments because
Yeah.
you're going back and forth.
Dude, I recently tried to beat up somebody because this dude was like threatening me, and I'm like, oh, well. So, you know, I posted these like fitness videos because
Yep.
a lot of people have been losing weight with me.
Yes.
And I, you know, when I first started doing this, I didn't realize that
I'll get there.
me being like a bigger person, and like, you know, being big wasn't an issue with me. It was just like when I hit like 27, 28, I started like feeling it. And that was the part that was fucking me up. It's like, oh, like heartburn, and like my stomach was hurting. I just didn't feel good. And I'm like, oh, my age is catching up to me. So I was like, okay, now it's time for me to like, you know, really focus and start, you know, having healthier habits. So having a six pack or getting like buff and physically looking better was never a goal of mine. It was just, I gotta get rid of this heartburn. My fucking knees hurt. My back hurts. Like, I'm getting fucked up here.
It's some real shit.
Yeah, it's some real shit. As you
Yeah.
get older, like, you don't think about these things. And so I remember I met this kid, and he's I train with him now. He's an amazing Muay Thai fighter, right?
Fire.
and he's a fan too. And he's like, dude, I got fat because you were fat, because I wanted to be
Shut the
fat
hell
like
up.
you. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, dude.
That's some fucking influence, David. Are you
Yeah, he was
kidding
like,
me?
you're in Muay Thai since you were a kid. You saw me, you're like, David So's fat. I'm gonna be fat. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You know? So
I just didn't have the money. I was trying though.
I was like, I wanted to be fat. I just was so poor. I just so much wanted. So
Oh my god.
you know, I started posting these videos, and this guy, you know, clearly he's just like, oh, the way you punt your technique. I'm like, I don't really care about that stuff. But he was like, I can't wait till I smash your fucking face in. And I'm like, oh, where does this guy live? And he lives in LA. And I was like, okay, cool. So, you know, hit up my coach or whatever. I'm like, hey, let's get this guy in.
No way.
Like, I'm not scared. Like, and he was like, I'm a pro boxer. I did all this other shit. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're not, because a pro boxer would never comment on my random fucking training video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, I was like, this might be a great video. So I was like, hey, I want you to come into my gym.
Shut up.
Come fuck me up whenever you want.
Come fuck me up whenever you want.
I was like, come on in and teach me. Fuck me up. Do it. And then he just like, you're just lucky I had this fucking disease now. I'm like, oh, now you got a
Oh no.
oh, now you got a doctor's note? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So
But he
I'm like-
wanted to smash your face in like
I was
5
like-
minutes ago.
And if he can, I would love for him to do it. That'll just motivate me to get better. So I was like, come on in. And he was like, no. It's like, you don't even know how to fucking. I was like, here's the address. Here's the spot. Here's my coach. You're going to have to sign this affidavit, right? You'll sign this waiver, and then we could just spar, right? And if you want to do it without spar, we'll keep
Was this
headgear
in the
on.
comments
This
of
was in
that
the
post?
comments. Yeah.
I- Is it
I
still
totally
up?
DM'd you.
Yeah,
about this.
exactly.
I was like, were we pulling up?
Yeah. I was
Wait,
like,
is this still up? I want to see
well,
it.
the guy was like saying, now he's saying he's a gang member. I'm like, you're not a gang member, bro. Like, you don't bang at all. I know for a fact you don't bang, because I'm not even in like the radar of somebody who does shit like this. So I asked a couple of friends who's out in Long Beach. I'm like, who's this guy? And he's like,
Long Beach.
And he's like, I don't know who the fuck this guy
Signal
is.
Hill.
And so hit this guy up. Kept on telling him, come on in.
You hit the Cambodian friends up.
Yeah, I was like, come on in, because I was like, he's a nobody, right?
Yeah.
But if he's a real fighter, I would like to test myself. Let's see it happen. And
Yeah.
it would be a great video. In this video, if I get beat up, I'll still post it up.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
give
like-
a fuck.
It's content.
Let's go.
Do it.
This guy's fucking dodging this shit like a politician. And I'm like, all right, man. You're not a fighter. And it made me a little sad, because I wanted a dope video. I was like, it would be a dope video to see if I get beat up, or to see if he'll beat me up. Because
Yeah.
usually when I train with friends, and we don't ever get angry. And I don't like being mad. So
Right.
like when I would go to like some of these other gyms, some people, like when they see a new person come in, they want to test their skills out, and it just gets into a brawl. And I hated it.
damn.
That's why I stopped training at random gyms. Because when you're also somebody with a name to you, they want that video clip of you beating up this quote unquote YouTuber.
Yeah.
And so I've had like instances where I went to a gym, and I've talked about this years ago, but it was when I first started. It was at a Muay Thai. This guy just started swinging at me. Lo and behold, I fucking knocked this dude out at a
Hey.
gym, and I was like, "Hey, this should have never gotten to this point."
Yeah.
Right.
Entirely.
And of course, he was recording it. I don't see the fucking footage. How come you didn't post it? Because
Right.
he wanted to record this. I didn't even know that they were recording. And so he wanted that clip of, oh, I beat up this
I beat up
YouTuber.
him.
But
Okay.
then this fool
got
gets
his
fucking
karma.
cracked. He gets like TKO'd like in a sparring session, and he's just like wobbled. And I was like, he
Sorry.
didn't.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that
but he didn't
happened.
post the video.
Yeah, let me get that clip.
Yeah, let
Where
me
that
get the
clip at?
clip. Let me post that fucking clip. And
Yeah.
I wasn't very good either, but he wasn't
Right.
good either at all.
Right, it was-
But that's like the delusion that happens. And, you know, typically I don't really put a lot of time and effort into those comments, but I wanted a video out of it.
Hell yeah.
And I tried it 2 or 3 times, but once again, people who are good fighters will never do that to me, because they know I'm not on their level. So why the fuck would they waste their time on me?
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that. So just
So you never got to do the video.
no, he just I hit him up multiple times. He just didn't want to come in, so I just blocked him at that point. I
He
was
didn't
like,
want the smoke.
yeah,
You
I
didn't
was
want
like,
the smoke.
yeah, and I was like, it would have been a light spar session unless he swung at me.
Yeah, that's the thing. At the end of the day, people, I don't know what it is. It's the energy thing. It's like you had the energy. It's like what you said. It's like some people just get up and crave that shit.
Yeah.
They
Like they're
choose
like,
violence.
they choose violence. Like the minute they wake up,
They
they're,
choose violence.
they're like, David So posted a fitness Muay Thai video. Fuck this guy.
And I'm
like,
always just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, take that effort and then focus on yourself, man.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
entirely.
Like you would, like the amount of energy you put into this, dude. You could have no idea how successful you would be.
Yeah.
Like, you would probably kill it if you're waking up every day devising. This fool probably has like a task list, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you're pretty focused. Just focus on whatever your own craft is. Like
Yeah.
eventually you'll get somewhere with it. And I always want people to be successful, because successful people are happy and they stop fucking with people because
Yeah.
they're just doing their own thing. Like I dealt with this one person recently, like a few years ago, and she just went off the rails. And this person is just like consistently just hating on me all the time because I had to cut her out, and all of our friends had to cut her out. And you know, I had a friend too who was a friend with this person, and they just don't talk to them anymore because all they do is talk shit about me and our friends. And then the only thing I say is like, listen, don't wish bad upon her, because when she's successful and she's happy, she's going to stop being so angry.
Yeah.
If I wish bad things upon her, she's just going to keep going through this cycle of death all the time. And she has absolutely no fucking friends. So I want her to have friends. I want her to be successful. I want her to be happy, because then she'll stop fucking with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Right?
it's entirely true, because yeah, that's actually a really good takeaway. Like when you're happy and when you feel like you're in your purpose, you kind of forget about the negativity, and you're just all of a sudden you're like, I'm doing my thing. And that's kind of why we've been able to, because, you know, shit happens. You know, there's been many times where people try to cross me or try to cross her, and it comes down to like, is my energy worth this right now?
Yeah.
And because it's like, because mind you, like, you know, if we wake up and we go to sleep and we're dead tired at night, we need that energy to do the things that we got to do that make us happy, that pay the bills, that, like, you know, keep our success story going. Whereas if we spent an ounce of that energy on something else, we might not be able to perform something else, because we, you know, our energy, it's like a daily thing. You can't-
Energy is everything.
everything. So we hold energy dear. So yeah, that's a really good takeaway though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I watch your guys' content, it's interesting. Like, you know, from fan, and now we're slowly becoming friends, and then now you guys are people who I look like. Like when you started making videos, it made me happy. So like, well, maybe I want to start creating videos again, because, you know, I'm busy.
Please.
Like building. Like I want
Please
to,
do
man.
it.
There's a lot of stuff that next year, you know, after I'm done building the store, like
Yep.
I do want to get back into creating content, and we could create content together too. Like,
got you.
I would love to, like.
I just shat myself.
You know, like there's stuff that you could probably delve into that you've never done. Like, shit, I might even give you a chance to like direct something with dialogue in it. It'd be something different. It'd be fun.
It'd be fun.
You know what I mean? And like, I always like working with people that I like. Like, there's definitely people who have done a lot of great things. I was like, but I don't really know you. I don't want to work with you, right? Because everything I do is for fun.
Yeah.
Everything I do is for my purpose of like growth and fun. If it doesn't have that, I don't really care. It's hard for people in like traditional Hollywood to understand that, right? They go,
Yes.
well, why don't you audition for this TV show? It's like, I don't like the TV show.
Yep.
And they go, well, it'd be a great. I don't care. Like
Right.
I just don't care. You know.
Yeah.
So it's hard, right? Because some people look at this as an opportunity, as a job, which is great if that's your passion. It's not mine, and you can't put your goals onto me. So
Period.
yeah, that's just what it is. Like you're basing my happiness on your happiness. So if they go, oh, well, here's this great movie deal, you know, why don't you audition for it or try it out? It's like, I read the script, I hate it. And they go, well, beggars can't be choosers. Who says I'm a beggar? Why am I a beggar? Like, I'm not a beggar. Like, I've built my own path. We've all, everybody in this room has done things that they wanted to do in the way that they wanted it, and then we become successful doing it.
Yeah.
So why are we beggars now? Because I don't want to do the traditional route that you're going through.
Yeah, it's the old way of like, you have to do it in this way. It's an old concept.
That's
Like,
why. Look,
Old concept.
one of the things that blew my mind was during the time, like, you know, I did the film, I was like doing the Netflix shows or whatever, but then I saw somebody who I really look up to and I've never met is actually Casey Neistat. And Casey Neistat has done everything, but he says the most fulfillment that he gets is his YouTube. He's done everything, and he keeps going back to YouTube. And because I came from like this sense of wanting to be the biggest stand-up and doing all this traditional stuff, I didn't realize that what I was doing that was negatively affecting me was like chasing after this thing that I never wanted. It's because I wanted the notoriety of like, oh, this guy is like the best actor. It's like, wait, hold on a second. Look at Casey Neistat. He has it all.
Yep.
But he loves his YouTube the most because there's no red tape. We don't have to ask permission to do shit. We're not signing affidavits or whatever. We're just creating and we're enjoying what we're doing. And so when I see what you guys create, which is very hard to do, by the way, to have a social media couple that fucking kills it. You know,
Thank you.
It's actually very hard having that, right? Because I think creatively you guys work well together, and like hearing both of your guys' stories, you guys actually have a very similar mind state, which is like, number one, first and foremost, is doing things that make you happy and also working hard at it too at the same time. Because a lot of people chase happiness, but they forget about the hard work.
Yeah.
And when they don't do the hard work, they're not happy. They don't know what's going on. But hearing your story about you just fucking like, listen, no school, I'm going to come to LA and I'm going to work my ass off. Because a lot of people do that, but they don't work their ass off. And they wonder why they didn't make it.
No, 100%. Yeah.
And so I love what you did. Like, it's pretty fucking amazing. So when I hear these stories on this podcast, I always like hearing this. This is like the important part. Nobody would have guessed, like, oh, you know, fucking this fool lived in the car eating fucking peanut butter and top ramen all day. You know?
Not at the same time.
At the same time, he took his
Actually,
peanut butter.
at the same time.
You know, going to did you like shower at 24 hours and shit?
If I was lucky, I would. However, I went, so they know this by now. Millennium Dance Complex.
Period.
I would go in the morning before anyone got there, and Jin Lee, she's one of the, she's like one of the higher ups there. And this is the old location. At the end, there was a long hallway, and I would go in through the back door, because the door was open, for anyone to hang out in there. But it would be like 9 a.m. and it'd be like, or even earlier than that sometimes. And it's like, and she would look down at the hallway, see me with like my little gym bag, and she'd be like, and I would go in the bathroom and just, wipe myself down, make myself clean, if I take a little ghetto bath, what I'm saying?
The hoe showers.
Yeah.
Horror bath. I love a horror bath.
Yeah.
So,
Horror bath.
I got good at that. That ended up being part of the routine. So it was just like, and they, because they saw that, they actually scholarshiped me.
Wow.
Yeah, they look,
crazy.
they're like, hey, Jen was like, hey, I see that, I'm not going to ask about your situation, but would you like to, would you like to take classes here for free and do all, and sub sometimes, help us out and stuff. And I was like, yes, please.
Fuck yeah, please, let's do
yes,
this.
please. So they, I'm someone that I struggled, but I recognize all of the help I got along the way.
Yeah.
And I owe my success to those people, and those people were people that were at the wedding and people that I talk to now, and we all have great connections, and we keep those connections. We don't believe in burning bridges unless they have to be burned.
Yeah.
So
isn't that trippy? It might be trippy for people who have seen both you guys just start off and be like, look at what the fuck, this is crazy. Because I think about that too when I see some of my friends who I was acting with in sketches, and I've thought that they were the best actors. Now they're on TV shows, they're doing all this stuff. I'm like, that's fucking amazing.
Crazy. It's crazy. Even watching from growing up, I've seen some of the people that you've worked with, including yourself, growing in the ways that you are, now with everything you got with the podcast, from your stores that you got opening up, your multiple businesses, know that myself as a viewer and as, someone that's been watching you for 10 years plus, I see your journey too. And I'm proud that I've been watching you for so long, and that I'm at this point now where I'm like, holy shit, we're here.
It's trippy,
crazy.
but isn't that trippy though? Life is so fucking fascinating how it works out that way, right? And all these curveballs is what makes life really exciting.
Yeah,
and so
entirely.
Sometimes when people think that, I'm pretty sure when people who look up to you guys now, they think that you have everything figured out. It's like, we have nothing figured out.
No, literally.
No shit.
Nope. Still figuring it out.
Social media, we are as authentic as we possibly can be on our social medias, because we understand how it can be a blessing and a curse. You get to share what you love on there, but then the curse can be, you have a bad day, you go on social media, and then you compare yourself naturally. That happens. That even happens to me as well. And it's like a highlight reel on social media when you can be having the worst day ever, and then you can go online and then see all the amazing things that your friends and all your peers are doing, and then you're like, what the fuck am I doing? I suck ass.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Oh.
So it's important to keep that authenticity on social media. And it's definitely, I don't even know why I brought that up. My brain just went,
but
where did that come from?
No,
what were we just talking about before this? My brain farts sometimes.
No, it was great. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I get caught up in that sometimes too, right? I think I'll be sitting around, and because I'm working on this store, I haven't been able to be creative. And sometimes I'm thinking oh shit, Like they're doing these new projects or whatever. Well, I want to do that too, but then I have to stay focused on my path, right? It's like,
Yes.
and I'm one of those people that I have to see things through completion. Like this store has taken up 2 years of my life. And, you know, I think for a lot of people, it's like, oh, are you auditioning? I'm like, no, I'm not doing any of that shit. I need to get this done, right? Like I'm wanting to do this right now, but because I've dedicated this and a lot of time and a lot of fucking money, I have to get this done. So, I try not to live in like finites like that. It's like I'll get there. We'll do that shit. And I've seen other people who are actor friends of mine who are just popping off, and they're 6 years older than me. So what the fuck am I complaining about? You know?
Oh yeah.
Like we'll all get there, and then you know time like goals will constantly change. The goalpost constantly moves. I wanted to be the biggest stand-up, and then I was like, wait, no, I like YouTube.
I wanted to be a dancer.
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm doing content direction now.
Yeah, which is fucking amazing. And it's just a different chapter in your life, and it feels great to, who knows what you'll be in the next, 5-10 years from now. You might do something.
Dancer.
You're going back to being a dancer.
We're going all the way back.
I love that.
She would.
Yeah,
We're
man.
constantly growing and evolving.
I love it.
Every day.
I want to get into acting.
You could do it. You fucking do it.
I want to do that.
You know, dude, just fucking do it. You know,
Just do it.
dude, fucking do it. You know what?
Just do it.
This is the thing too. When people ask like, how do I get into stand-up? I was like, you go to an open mic, you grab a mic, make some jokes, and guess what? You're a stand-up now. Doesn't mean you're good or whatever, but that's all that it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's action. That's all that it takes. You go, because I mean, think about it like this: when people go, "Oh, are you an actor?" What makes an actor an actor? There's no credentials. Like you go audition,
You audition.
and now guess what? You're a fucking actor.
Do it.
You know, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
I don't believe in like the hoity-toityness of having to always like prove your worth to everybody.
Yeah.
Like you just got to do it to yourself. So if you want to be an actor, just go fucking out there and just do it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't fucking work out. Oh well.
Back to the drawing board.
True.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Who the fuck cares? Like
At the end of the day, who the fuck cares?
exactly. We're all gonna die. You know, that's all I know is that we all gonna die. So I just want to do things that I want to do and try it out. That's why I've done so many random shit, and I failed so much, like a lot. But it's just kind of like helps me check that little list off. It's like, oh, I tried it, didn't like it. Cool, move on. And
At
I'll go on
least
to
you tried it.
Yeah,
yeah, and
you tried
it
something
makes me
else.
feel like I can live without regrets, right? So I don't ever want to do something or not do something because I'm scared, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. What's gonna happen if I fail? Nothing. It's not a waste of
There you
time. I learned something. I'm like, oh, this is not for me, right? Because for a second there, I was like, maybe I want to try eventually go into amateur boxing and pro boxing. I got punched in the face. I'm like, not for me. I was like, I think I like hitting the pads, and I don't like it when they hit me.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and relive one moment in your life, what would you choose to relive?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know if I want to relive moments, and I've literally maybe like before I go to sleep, I've thought about this multiple times. It's like, what are these points in my life that were so centrifugal to who I am now that I would either change or do something different, and how would it have changed the trajectory of my life, right? What if I never dated that first girl that I ever dated? Would I be the person that I am now? What if I went back in time and then all the knowledge that I have now would change the trajectory of my life for something better? But when I think about that stuff, I also think about, because of all the bullshit that I had to go through, is why I'm here now.
Yeah.
Because if let's say for example like this, let's say I can record all my content, go back in time, right, and then upload and reshoot everything, but make these small little tweaks, right?
Okay.
It would definitely change the trajectory because the knowledge I gained on how to film, how to light, all this stuff, my videos would look so different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And it would be a lot more concise and better. I would make better moves. But then at the same time, if I reached this level of success, would I have met this person? Would I have met that person?
It changes everything, yeah.
Everything fucking changes. So it's hard to say. I don't think I want to relive or redo anything, because I am who I am now because of those things that have happened. And it's just, I just don't want to change that shit, right? Because imagine if could I have appreciated the relationship I had with my mother if I didn't fight with her so much? Don't think I could have, right? Would I have had all these stupid funny stories if I didn't go through all the bullshit? Because of all these trials and tribulations, I'm allowed to be a comic because I've coped with it by flipping it and turning it into comedy.
Exactly.
If everything was perfect, I wouldn't have any of this shit. If I didn't fuck up and have that guy pull that gun on me, I wouldn't have that story to tell here.
Exactly.
Right? So no, I wouldn't change shit because it's all important. It's everything. It changed my perspective of how I think about things, how I develop friendships, relationships. I probably would have never met you guys.
Wow.
You know?
It's what makes you David So.
Exactly. So like imagine if you didn't go through the struggles of living with your car and making that move here, you probably would have never met Jojo.
No.
So would you want to take this struggle story out? Because look at what happened at the end. You met this woman.
Yeah.
And now you guys are married.
Yes,
so
we are.
you would have to take that away. You know? Because imagine if you weren't that guy that was like starving and pretending like you're a super maybe she would have found you sexy. Right?
I'm like,
look at this guy with his full stomach of food.
look at his full stomach of food.
I'm screaming.
That guy's chipper. He's not mysterious enough.
Exactly.
He doesn't look starving enough.
And then you're sitting here like, well, how come she doesn't find me attractive? I'm not hungry.
Because I had lunch.
I know. I love that shit.
That's
Well,
hilarious.
guys, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. I hope you are inspired by this. Hope you enjoy their stories. You could check out both of them on their social media. Shout your guys' selves out.
I'm Jojo Gomez XO.
And at Root Koji on Instagram. So
Amazing. Take JoJo's dance classes if you out there and you really about that shit. All right.
You gotta come through. Are you about that shit?
I would explode my hips and knees. I literally watch your shit and I get anxiety.
but it would be good content.
As I'm in the hospital after. It was great content, guys.
Good content. Make sure you like and subscribe.
So I'm just being fucking wheeled out.
Twerking class with Jojo and David So coming soon.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, Donovan, amazing videographer, does just about everything. Photos are fucking amazing. He's a dancer, multi-hyphenate, talented guy. Check him out. You can catch Genius Brain every Sundays at 12 p.m. and we'll see you all next time. Peace.